Hello and welcome my partners in crime, welcome back to Murder Analysed for another true crime case unsolved. Another one part of our missing campaign running from the 1st to the 20th of January. It's a really good campaign. Please try and get involved. Everyone is, and thank you for everyone that's sharing these out and talking about these, looking at it, commenting. I think it's great. But today we are on case 19. Can you believe it? Case 19. I can't believe it. Anyway, I think when I was reading this case, it's an older case, right? It's a 1992 case, this case. But it was the mother. I just thought I have to do this case. We have to keep trying, don't we, to do this, to get something out there about this young lad that went missing. Anyway, this is the disappearance of Darren Tunstall, and this was 1992. Now, his mother done an appeal a few years ago, about 4 years ago back. I mean, she's always doing something. His mum, she's on it, and sisters, they're you know, really, as with all actually of these missing kids and the parents of these missing people are really doing everything they can to keep their cases out there and to keep these people alive in the media and everything else to bring attention to their case. Now listen, this mother's appeal for Darren, who literally vanished, again another one in London, at 29 years ago. 29 years ago he vanished. Really, I just can't believe it. And I actually remember this case, and I can't believe it's been 29 years. Think what you've been doing for 29 years and think how this poor mother is feeling, really, waiting all this time for her son to come home. Now Darren's mum has sat by this phone in this house and waited for 29 years for that boy to come home. No, really, she believes that he is going to come home, and she has done everything she can to try and make that happen. Anne Tunstall has never given up hope that her boy Darren is still alive and will be in touch in time for Christmas. Now I think this boy went missing on the 3rd of December 1992. At the time that police was looking for him, there's a massive investigation into this, but they drew blanks very quickly. Now he lived with his mum and his sister, and he went out. He said he was going to a mate's house for the weekend, so literally he went, and he was I think 20-year-old at the time of his disappearance, so he'd be, you know, 49 now. He's never come back. That was it. He was gone. Never saw him again. So you can imagine, can't you? This, you know, your kid still lives at home, you know, with his sister and you know, just says, I'm going to a mate's house the weekend, Mum, I'll see you in a couple of days. Has never come home. So we have got an artist's impression of him, but that was taken, actually, it was believed that, you know, I think this was done because he'd be 49 now, so the reconstruction or the age progression photo doesn't really, I don't think, would represent his age now, but you can tell by the shape of his face and things. And if you knew him then, you would know him now, because the theory is, and the mother's theory is that he just went off and didn't come back. So really she is looking to put out there all these pictures and this, because if you have seen him, and he could be going by another name, anything, couldn't he? But he left when he was 20, but he's quite recognisable, Darren, because he's about 6'4", actually, and size 15 shoe. So he's a tall lad, right? He would have been a tall lad. That's what Darren was, 20. He was 6'4", tall, with size 15 shoes. So he's not a small lad, not really. It's a very big lad. So he would be recognisable, really, just from that, wouldn't he? Even, you know, 20 odd years later, you would still sort of be able to recognise this man from his size, I think. So Anne says, right, she has never changed her telephone number. Her telephone number, and if Darren's out there and listening to this, is still the same number. She's never moved. She's never done anything. She's stayed put. She's waited by that phone for that phone call, and that number has never changed and never will change until the day you ring it. Really. So if you are out there, or anyone knows of Darren, or what happened to Darren, where he may be, where he went, anything, can you please, you know, call some of these numbers, you know, missing people, call them, let them know, because it's really, really important, I think, that we bring this boy home one way or the other. And you know, I know it's you know, and I always say it's grieving, you know, when you are grieving, aren't you? You've lost a child, you know, you really have. And for this mother, the hope and the will she has to bring this child home, I really hope for her sake that he comes home. So part of this appeal really is for Darren, and your mother is waiting for you, Darren. She's waiting. Just make the phone call. If you can, just make the phone call. That's all she's asking. All they want to know is that you're alive and well. That's all she needs to know. That's it. That's all she needs to know. So as I said, the facts of this case are that Darren was 20 years old when he was last seen by his family on the 3rd of December 1992. He was living with his parents and his sister in Walthamstow. Now Walthamstow's not far from me at all. Go there all the time for the markets and stuff. So it's a busy area in Walthamstow, right? It's a busy area. So someone, well, you would have noticed this lad. 1992, it wouldn't have been as busy, you know, well, probably would have been, but you would have noticed him. So, and he went missing after saying, you know, that he was visiting his friend over the weekend, and that was it. Now, I don't know if they knew who the friend was. We don't know anything about, I can't find anything else out about Darren in that way, but we don't know if Darren was depressed in any way. We don't know if Darren had gone to meet someone that, you know, ended in foul play. We don't know. We just don't know, do we? Or we don't know if Darren just thought, do you know what, that's an excuse. I'm just going. I'm just going to tell my mum I'm going to a friend's for a weekend, and I'm going. Any of these theories are possible because there's been no sightings of him since. There's been nothing. So, you know, some people can disappear for many, many years, and they have turned up. They have turned up. Whether Darren will be one of these, it's impossible to know. But what we can do is try and push this out there. So if anyone does know Darren, or is keeping secrets for Darren, or has done anything to Darren, or knows if anything happened to Darren at any point, please come forward and say what you know. It's the most important thing. This boy now is coming up to Christmas. His mother again has got to wait now another Christmas to go through the heartache of not having her son. It's very, very sad, this case, for many reasons, I think. Listen, Darren's family have never give up hope. I've said this before, these people are so positive in their belief. She says, so positive that he will come home, and they've worked tirelessly, actually, with missing people and all the campaigns that they do and everything, not only for our own son, but for many other children that have gone missing throughout the UK. So it's really important if all you can just pass this out, talk about this case, and if you know anything, contact missing people, because I think this woman deserves a break, really, I really do. Now, Detective Sergeant James Harrington said that we would encourage anyone who has not been in touch with the family to make contact this festive time of year. He has said, and he's assured, that they will not disclose their whereabouts or circumstances if they prefer, but to let the families know that they're safe and well. It is hoped by this e-fit that's gone out over the last few years that it would have jogged people's memory. Now, don't forget, Missing Charity does run 24 hours a day. It's got a free helpline by phone and text and email, and I'll put them all up there so you can get hold of any information you need. And this missing persons doesn't just deal with the people that's gone away. It deals with people if you feel you're going to run away or you need to run away for any reason. So this charity, this support is really, really good. So it deals with the missing, the already away, meaning the missing, the going missing, people that think they want to go away, and their families and loved ones. It's a really good charity. Really is. So I keep saying, if you want to donate any of charity to do with missing people, please do donate. They do a great job. And you never know, you know, when we're going to need them, do we? Because you don't know. Because these people didn't believe, did they, that their children were just going to drop off the face of the earth and never be seen again. Now, I'm only doing 20 cases. There's hundreds. Actually, there's thousands out there. So it's a really important charity. There is so many ways that you can assist someone. You know, if you have anything, please come forward. I always say someone always knows something. And always, as it's more important, loyalties change over the years, don't they? They do. People change, people grow up. What you may have done when you was 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, when you're 40s, your conscience may be getting to you a little bit. So it's time to come forward. So if you know anything about this case, or you know anything about any other case, whether the ones that we've done or the ones we haven't done, please, 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 tell what you know. It's really important, especially at this time of year, because this woman especially, really, I just think, you know, this family really could do with a bit of a break, really. They really could. So listen, you know what to do. Thumbs up if you found this case interesting. You can subscribe, you can hit the bell button, but more importantly, you can share this case out, you can talk about this case and report things. If you know it, say it. So again, thank you for watching. Until the next time, bye bye.